Hello everyone, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Welcome back everybody. Today we have Trog versus Samigod, which is who are the last runners of the winners bracket round 2. So we'll decide who is going to move on, and he's going to the lower brackets, which is actually starting. It actually started today, didn't it? And I'm just yeah, round 1 started today. So today, apparently we have an interesting seed. I'm gonna hand it over to Woofer CFG, who just got here. Hello, Woofer, and Elijah.
Call me out. I was playing Mario Kart.
And Elijah. So, so let him have it. See you guys.
Hi everybody. Yeah, so this is definitely a super interesting seed because I think one of the most interesting things I see is the grapple placement is pretty rough on this one, and DRC is one of our dungeons, so we're gonna need the grapple hook to beat the game. Can't skip it, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're gonna have a forced double dip because Rat Room and Dragon Roost has the ghost ship chart, and then the ghost ship has the actual grappling hook. But we'll see how they route that. That actually makes it even more interesting because ghost ship is something you can get in several different locations depending on your day-night cycle.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's interesting is since Dragon Roost Cavern is in Fire Mountain, you're going to need 2 bow upgrades to get to it. One of the bows is also locked behind a Fire Ice check because it's in Ice Ring Mountain. And so there's only 2 bows you can get before DRC, and one of them is, I don't know how much I want to spoil, but one of them is in Earth Temple. And so that's going to be interesting to see if they decide to go and get the check that leads to the bow in Earth Temple, because there's potentially some items you can always skip with Earth Temple, like Earth God's Lyric and Mirror Shield, but and Command Melody. But we're going to see, because the decision in this seed, right, is going to be: do you want to get those Earth Temple items and do all of Earth Temple at once, or wait until you get the items you can do to skip them later? But you're going to have to go there to get that item to get the bow early. So lots of interesting potential here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because you could avoid the Earth Temple double dip, but then you'd need to enter Tower of the Gods without a bow. Is that right?
Well, you...
Oh wait, Tower of the Gods also requires 2 bows, right? So
Yes, and Tower of the Gods has the 3rd bow in it. So
they are going to have to double dip Earth Temple, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragon Roost.
The thing that's going to be the issue is if you want to skip Earth God's Lyric or not. Because because the other thing is, the item that you need Mirror Shield for, and if you don't want to double dip like Earth Temple, if you want, and go back with Light Arrows for Valhalla, the Mirror Shield has the hook shot, but we don't have Wind Temple. So if somebody was planning on doing the Morph Hover, then they could skip the Mirror Shield and the Command Melody. But
I don't think either of these runners is going to end up doing Morph Hover. Yeah. Unless, because Trog has, he did a race earlier today, but before that he didn't play in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure I would ever go for Morph Hover. Well, I wouldn't go for it at all, but especially without practicing it a bunch.
Yeah. Before. So potentially you would have to either grab Earth God's Lyric, I guess, to do Earth Temple all in one trip, because you won't be able to get Leaf before entering Earth Temple, is the other thing. So you won't be able to skip Earth God's Lyric, at least to my knowledge, without Leaf.
But Earth God's Lyric isn't terrible to get, right? Because
no,
it's Tingle.
Yeah. Tingle has the wallet, which will have.
Yeah.
So that's pretty easy to get. So. And then if you do that, you can do all of Earth Temple in the first trip, assuming you also grab Command Melody and Mirror Shield, which are both pretty easy too.
Wait, why do you need Earth God's Lyric if you have Mirror Shield and Command Melody?
Because you can't skip the Song Sun without Leaf.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Leaf is deep in DRC. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
This
really
is
bad. Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting. And I want to, another thing too, because one of the bows is in Mother Child, so I'm wondering if that's going to be, sort of routed in with like the, like the Mother Child Super Swim potentially. Because there's a pretty cool way you could do that to get, and just do, because Forsaken Fortress doesn't have anything in it, other than the shard.
Yeah, but when you say Mother and Child Super Swim, you mean like to somewhere else?
Or even just to Forsaken Fortress.
Because the thing is with Forsaken Fortress, the Skullhammer is in Cliff Plateau highest style, so you'd need to get to there somehow. And then that's behind Headstone. So I guess they could do like door cancel if they wanted to route something like that in.
Well, and actually, we're gonna see Trog here get the power bracelets in Lenzo.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess Lenzo door cancel does kind of make this a lot easier. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
maybe that route would make sense. What you just said.
I think, and maybe it looks like Zombie God might be going for what you're saying, getting the door cancel on Outset and potentially going to Headstone from here. So that could be interesting. That would be my guess, at least. I'm not sure where else you would go to with door cancel from Outset. It looks like that's what Zombie God's doing. And it looks like Trog is going to go for the Earth God's Lyric, grab the wallet here, because there's no other reason to talk to Tingle unless you like feathers.
Yeah, the other wallet is on Mila, which is definitely slower than Tingle.
True. Yeah, that's not the best. Not the best idea there. Another thing too, I guess, we're gonna need both Pictos, because Minenko has one of the bows too.
Right. So one of the Pictos is from Farore's Pearl, which is first chest in Earth Temple, and then the other Picto's on Crescent Moon.
Yep.
And then at that point, with the Minenko bow plus the Mother and Child bow, they'll be able to access more dungeons.
Yep. You can access. Yeah, they'll be able to access DRC and Tower of the Gods. But I'm imagining you'd want to do DRC first, just because that's where the Leaf is, and Leaf is like such an amazing item. I mean.
Yeah, I think the Leaf is a lot more significant than that extra bow and sword in Tower of the Gods.
Yeah. And Zombie God up here, that's gonna be the Skullhammer. And now I think, yeah, this is the part where I think it could be good to do that Super Swim for Mother and Child to Forsaken Fortress. Then that's your first bow, although you don't obviously have to do it right this second, but...
Yeah, this is definitely one of those seeds where you want to do that instead of the vanilla strat because the Leaf is so far out of the way. And you want to do Forsaken Fortress first because you want that bow before you go to Dragon Roost.
Right. Yeah. So and then if you're going to Mother Child to get that bow, you might as well just do the Super Swim since you have all the items you need to kill Helmara. There's no point to just go into Mother Child and just grab the bow and leave.
Right.
When you
Yeah, and also like the Phantom Ganon storage isn't an option because bombs are on Bird's Peak, which is in a Forest Haven, Forbidden Woods entrance, and that's not really an option either.
Yeah, gotta have Leaf. Unless you want to zombie hover into the loading zone. That would take forever.
I don't know where you're gonna take damage. Maybe like a Deku Baba hits you with the right angle.
True. Yeah. There's the command melody. Cool item. There's also the potential. I think another thing that's going to be really interesting about this one is the inside of Dragon Roost routing and how to do it. I know we'll get there shortly here, but because the items are sort of spread
There's
out.
a lot of different items in here. I'm not sure which of these are necessary because I didn't grab the seed yet. But we have Wind God Zarya. That one's we're not seeing that one, but it's Triforce Shard on Goma, of course.
Mhm.
Note to Mom, Deku Leaf, Moblin's Letter, Iron Boots, Ghost Ship Chart, and Maggie's Letter.
So we're not going to need delivery bag or any of the letters. But the other one is Iron Boots, is a potential question mark because there is a shard in the Shark Island entrance which leads to Paw Print. So, in my mind, it's probably faster to just grab the Iron Boots in DRC because they're not in a bad spot, but...
Well, Chest Across Lava Pit isn't a great spot. I'm not sure where exactly the keys are. I guess there's an alcove with Water Jug's key and a Bird's Nest key, so it's probably not too bad, but it's hard to get all the way there if you're going backwards, assuming that's what they decide to do.
My sort of thought process that I had in for that was to do just go up kind of like vanilla and then store the ghost ship chart and then do the small skip.
Okay.
And grab the small key from the bird's nest and then just go through the rest basically vanilla.
Yeah, that would definitely work because there's just one key in the big key chest and there's one key before the lava pit room.
I think that's probably a good way to do it because then the only thing is, well, I guess we already know you have that is sort of the instance where if you want to do that to get the lava pit, you have to have the hook shot to do the hook shot at Strat. So which means you have to go all the way through into Earth Temple.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it without Leaf. It's just gonna be weird.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of slow.
And the alternative, though, is I guess you can grab the Ghost Ship Shard and get the grappling hook and then come back to Chest Across Lava Pit later.
True. Yeah, you could go back there once you, maybe later when you warp back through. Presumably, you'll warp back through Tower of the Gods to finish DRC once you have Grapple Hook to finish Goma. You could grab the Iron Boots then from the chest across the lava pit, but that's definitely the one that's sort of the big sort of question mark here, right? I mean, is getting those Iron Boots or doing the Iron Boots strat for Shark Island. So that's going to be interesting to see, I think, too.
So Trog's gonna buy a sword. It's actually already a second sword upgrade.
It's pretty good deal on that sword, honestly.
Yeah, I will
20
not
rupees.
complain.
Not bad.
So Trog's gonna head into Cliff Plateau, which is... That's gonna get him his Skull Hammer.
I think the way I kind of was picturing doing this is a little bit more like how Trog is doing it, where you get the power bracelets, and then I actually went over to, when I was doing my sort of pseudo route, sailing to Paw Print, getting the 20 rupee item there, entering there, doing Diamond Step, sailing to Crescent Moon, getting the Picto there, and then warping that outset to go to do this right now to get the Skull Hammer.
Yeah, I like that idea. I don't think what the runners are doing is too much different, though, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, time-wise, they're pretty much, it's pretty even, I would say, at least as far as what they're doing.
I just think the most important thing is getting to that Skull Hammer so you can take care of Forsaken Fortress and get that bow and then after that, things kind of open up more. This is
Yeah,
actually
true.
going to be one of those seeds where, like, the sort of macro route, the overall order you do, the big picture things won't matter that much. But then the actual routing within dungeons and how you decide to handle those double dips is where the most interesting things are going to happen.
Yeah, true. Does it save more time to just go into Earth Temple, you know, open the warp pot maybe? Or, I guess, well, you probably already have the Sacred Fortress done. But does it make more sense to go into Earth Temple and grab, you know, the Furor's Pearl and come back when you can do it faster with Leaf? You know, or to do it all while you're there? Because you could technically finish it, but...
Trog's kind of in an awkward spot here with Cliff Plateau. I think he's a bit too high.
It looks like Zombie God is sailing to Crescent right now, too, for that picture.
Oh, that was really scary, but you know. We take those all day. Look, as long as you make it to the loading zone, it's fine.
True. It still counts. There's the Picto box. Alright, we're going to Dragon Roost Island for Trog. Now that is where Earth Temple is, for everyone wondering.
Meanwhile, Zombie God is going to do that mother and child chest storage, most likely a super swim to Forsaken Fortress.
Alright, we are in Earth Temple. I missed it. Did Trog pick up the mail to get Earth God's Lyric? I know he got the wallet from Tingle.
I hope so. But honestly, don't know.
I guess we'll find out here shortly.
He might not want it for this first dip, but want it later.
Possible. Definitely possible. Although I suppose with Earth God's Lyric, he would have everything he needs to get all the items he needs in this dungeon right now. But perhaps he thinks, kind of like we were talking about, that, and it looks like leaving Medley, it looks like he's probably just going to grab the Furor's Pearl here and leave, maybe? But I guess we'll see. Yeah, not even bothering to fight to choose, so...
Yeah, I mean, maybe he wants to have Leaf here, just to make it faster.
Maybe, yeah, he might just be planning to grab Earth God's Lyric anyway. I guess you're not able to store this first chest, right? Since you need it to get the Furor's Pearl. So now we see Zombie God making it into Forsaken Fortress. Going to be climbing up. Time to fight the giant bird. Yeah, I guess the thing that's tough with the Earth Temple is... Oh, maybe Trog's gonna, like, warp back into Earth Temple from Forsaken Fortress?
But he didn't open the warp pod, did he?
Oh, no, you're right, he didn't. Yeah, never mind then. I guess that was another thing I thought that you could do. If you're doing Forsaken Fortress, you could warp back into Earth Temple. But, didn't open the warp pod. Good call. We get to see the Mother Child Super Swim for a second time, so that's nice.
Trog could have beaten Earth Temple there, though, right?
Yeah, could have done all the Earth Temple stuff that he needed to, if he would have got the Earth God's Lyric from the mail. But and also not opening up the warp pot means I'll have to. I mean, the DRC secret cave entrance isn't too bad to get to. Just have to warp back to DRC and go to that entrance there. But
yeah, the thing I'm wondering is whether Trog thought it would be faster to do like the ET go mode strat with one of the other chests. So you just store a different chest and then
oh yeah, like
that. versus trying to do all of this leafless.
Yeah, true. It might definitely be faster. Although the thing that I guess the thing that I would be thinking about is then at that point, if you're gonna do like all the skips and stuff, you could have just not even talked to Tingle at all. You know?
Well, you're saying like to skip Earth God's lyric, right?
Right.
I'm guessing he just doesn't want to do Earth God's lyric skip, but he'll end up doing everything else with chest storage. Because the thing is, if you don't want to do the chest storage, if you want to do it leafless, you're going to need to get a small key. So that's going to be finding another chest anyway.
Mhm.
It's not going to be too much different versus the chest storage. So the chest storage is just going to straight up save you time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Tingle Statue chest is
The only chest
faster than the chests that have the small key.
That's
Obviously.
Well, we can see if Tingle Statue Chest has a small key. We have.
Well, that one doesn't. The small keys are on chests behind destructible walls and transparent chest jumpers, crypts, and kill all floor masters.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so those are definitely not fast. Yeah, so that's definitely not a bad play, I would say.
Alright, who's this Tanjo guy flaming this chat? This is a little toxic.
Can you get a mod on that? Please? Huh? Maybe?
Oh, he said JK. Never mind.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, and I guess too the only time you're losing by going back into Earth Temple that way is just the the time it takes to roll into the entrance and warp there again. So that's not too bad.
Oh, Helmrock. Is this gonna work? No way. Please?
It's like half working. Oh,
Probably gonna fall down.
you got one hit.
Gotta be possible.
Oh, there's another one. Oh,
Come on, one more.
Oh, there it is.
Alright, now second phase. Where it gets even harder. Oh,
Uh-oh. Well, he has that bow.
that is true.
Oh, it blew. Oh, it blew away. No.
Don't give up, Trog. Bird's gonna come back. I believe.
Everybody believe. Oh,
There it is.
you did it, chat. You
Bird is
believed
back
hard
for
enough.
more. Oh no!
Oh,
I've done that exact same thing. It's not fun. That's why I just use Skullhammer now.
I remember you saying you transitioned to Skullhammer only strats.
Yeah, because I don't think the Master Sword is worth it over Skullhammer unless you have Soup.
Yeah, that's probably true. It's much safer to just sit there and spam X like crazy.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. It's just so free. So now I'm curious what Zombie God is going to choose to do here.
Yeah, he killed the enemies, so it looks like he at least intends to go to the next room in that sense. Or maybe just wanted to have the doors already unlocked for next time, if he plans on grabbing the chest.
Yeah, I think I would have killed the enemies anyway. Okay, so not storing this chest either. My guess is that he's going to leave too. Yeah.
Yep.
The race is sure going. I think they're tied because they have the same items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've done pretty much all the same checks too, so.
Alright, where did ZG just go? That was an adventure. But we're back on track.
There's our deluxe picto box. And there's our Earth God's lyric. So now, the Earth Gods, or the Picto Box is going to give us access to the second bow. There's Fire and Ice arrows. Now we have a lot at our disposal. A lot more, at least.
So Tower of the Gods and Dragon Roost, right? For just in terms of dungeons.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're wanting to go to, or most likely wanting to go to, excuse me, obviously DRC first, because you won't be able to get bombs without the leaf because of bomb placement. So going to Tower of the Gods without bombs is kind of not ideal, because there's not really much else there. Just the last bow.
I'm just gonna grab a shard here, just because it's convenient.
Yeah, the Northern Fairy one is always kind of interesting. It's kind of like a weird spot, especially when you also had to go to like into all the paw print and crescent stuff, because the nicest place to sail to there from is Windfall, at least as far as warps go. So.
Well, they did have to do at least 2 Windfall trips, right? So it's
Yes.
not a huge deal.
Yeah, yeah. That's the cool thing about kind of collecting these shards. You can definitely like
Right now, I think
spread it out.
Trog is just the Great Fairy cutscene ahead. That's
Yeah,
the only
that's-
difference between them.
That's pretty crazy.
I guess also Earth God's lyric, Zombie God didn't get that.
And
But
I
that's
guess
not really going to make much of a difference. You don't need it in Earth Temple.
right. And the only other thing, I guess, Zombie God did kill those chews in that room, so when he goes back through there, he won't have to fight
Oh,
the
did
chew.
Trog just not kill them?
Yeah, he just got the chest and left.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision.
So whenever Trog gets back into Earth Temple, he'll have to fight those chews. But so yeah, it's really close still.
Yeah, so the wallet upgrade was actually used to get
Earth God.
Earth God's lyric. Yeah. So Zombie God doesn't actually need that.
Mm-hmm. And if Trog plans on doing the skip like we were all sort of theorizing there about, that's faster than having the Earth God's lyric anyway.
Yeah. So that will be like a safety thing, but it's not gonna save time necessarily.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it, like you said, safety thing for the first Songstone if Trog doesn't really feel like trying to go for the roll clip and getting it and just wants to use Medley and break the Songstone. But it is a little bit slower, so.
Do you think there's any chance that we see the runners use the warp pot in DRC with Tower of the Gods?
I think.
Because they are going to have to double dip this.
Yeah, I think I 100% would. That's what I would do. I would just grab the Ghost Ship chart and the leaf in DRC, and maybe the Iron Boots, then leave, and then warp back and finish it in Tower of the Gods once I had the grappling hook.
I guess they're going to need to get bombs before they enter Tower of the Gods. That's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
'Cause
once
I
you
guess
get
if you're not using the warp pot, you're going to have to go into Fire Mountain a second time. You don't want to do that climb. It's not fun.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's 2 double dips in this seed. Earth Temple and DRC. The Earth Temple one isn't hard required, but it does make things a bit more convenient.
Yeah, it's both of the runners. Well, I guess Trog had access to everything he needed to fully clear the stuff he needed in Earth Temple, but in his mind it seems like, which I think does make sense, it would be faster to just double dip and come back with the leaf, which makes sense. But if you're talking about required, it was not required. Interesting shooting down the platform strat. I actually didn't do that when I was routing this.
think
it might
Zombie
be
God's gonna end up doing the route that you wanted with the small key skip.
Yeah, I think that's the way I would have done it for the sake of simplicity. But I also did it where I had the hook shot first, because I did all of the Earth Temple first, and just grabbed the chest across the lava pit on my way up to have iron boots.
Yeah, honestly, that hook shot, just for the sake of getting chest across lava pit, might make Earth Temple Leafless worth it here. But that's like such a debatable thing.
Right. And I mean, the other option too is if these runners are routing it in such a way where they're just gonna do skip the iron boots for Shark Island, they could potentially skip doing that entirely and not even bother going to that room.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which would definitely be interesting.
Oh, so Trog's gonna do this jump here, and then I assume just go backwards.
That would make sense.
So going backwards is faster than forwards for just Dragon Roost in general, but of course you need to do this jump first and shoot down the platform.
Yeah. And that jump is kinda sketchy. The interesting thing too, I suppose, that if Trog is doing backwards, there is a way to get to that chest across the lava pit with chest storage going backwards. So potentially could see him go for that. And then that would also mean not needing to go and get the hook shot first too.
So luckily, even without bombs, Trog has the fire arrows, so he will be able to burn these boards right here. That's something that's really easy to forget. Luckily, it just worked out right here.
I completely agree. That's one of the things I've actually had that happen to me before, where I went that way, and luckily I caught myself before actually going into the room, and so I was able to just go into like the pot room and use chest storage to get past that wall. But it's definitely something you can forget about for sure.
There's that ghost ship chart. I guess Trog's gonna... Well, he'll either skip the iron boots or come back to the chest across lava pit now. It's actually probably faster than going all the way backwards, right?
Yeah.
Or after, I guess, after he gets more items on the second dip.
Leaf or grapple or
yeah,
hook shot or something. Did Zombie God grabbed a treasure chart there? I wonder if he just forgot something or...
Yeah, I guess he couldn't have gone chest across lava pit on this trip anyway. But well set up for it with that small key, which was not useful not only for going backwards, but also to get through that door to the lava pit.
Yeah. The chest storage strat to get across that lava pit is kinda monk ass.
I mean, I'm just not sure if it's worth doing the chest storage there when instead you can just come back on the second trip, because you're gonna have to double dip anyway.
Yeah. Zombie God heading to Diamond Step. I'm guessing that's where he's planning on meeting up with the ghost ship. It looks like it's timing up pretty well for him there. I can see the ghost ship.
Hot local ghost ships in the area. Watch out. No leaf though, but that's fine. Yeah. At least the bow.
That's true.
And the mirror shield too.
Kind of interesting decision, I suppose, by Zombie God to go into DRC and not get the leaf from the mini boss.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. And I think that's a good justification for shooting down that platform.
Yeah.
So how is Zombie God gonna get back into Dragon Roost? Is it not through Tower of the Gods warp pot?
Yeah, I'm not sure. If he's doing that, he's gonna have to do Tower of the Gods, leafless.
Well, I mean, maybe Zombie God goes right back to Dragon Roost after this, and then finishes the dungeon. But then at that point, you have to climb Fire Mountain again.
Yeah, that's a pretty ouchy time loss. It looks like Trog's gonna do kind of what you were saying, just now that he's got Leaf, go back this way and grab this.
Yeah.
So no Iron Boot skip on Trog's side today. Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, you know, that actually probably makes the most sense because that's the route I was talking about. He was gonna do my route. I mean, he probably came up with it first because I routed late, but he's gonna do the same thing that I did, storing that chest and then doing the small key skip and going up that way. And just opened up the chest without really thinking. I mean, I think we've all been there, right? I mean, sometimes you just open up a chest.
Yeah, but is he just gonna do Tower of the Gods Leafless right now? Or is he gonna come back and...
I guess maybe he's just gonna do, yeah, Tower of the Gods Leafless.
Or at least Leafless up until the Warp Pot?
Yeah, the thing that's gonna suck is he still won't have bombs, so he won't be able to warp back into Tower of the Gods from DRC. So he'll have to do the Ice Ring again, which I guess is faster than Fire Mountain.
Well, why can't he warp back into Tower of the Gods?
Well, I mean, he could, but he won't have bombs to kill Godin.
Oh, you're saying he's gonna have to double dip Tower of the Gods.
Yeah,
so 3 double dips?
Yeah, that's rough.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. What a scene.
I don't want those French fries.
What if they're double dipped in mustard?
Maybe. I actually really like mustard.
Mustard's good.
There's that grapple. Now I'm guessing Trog's gonna get bombs, then do Tower of the Gods.
That would be my guess.
Okay, so I think Zombie God's just gonna do just a skip.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back in and do basically all of Dragon Roost.
That makes sense. They'll probably have to do that shoot down the platform strat then.
But don't you still need bombs though to come back here? Like you're gonna have to leave, right?
Yeah.
And then enter one of these 2 dungeons.
Yep.
I feel like it's gonna be weird.
Definitely unfortunate. I'd be curious to ask if Zombie God meant to store that chest like we were talking about in the rat room, or and still get the leaf on the first. Ooh, flipping back in bounds. That's rough.
The skip is definitely trickier than the leaf version, at least.
Mm-hmm. Hey, bombs. I'm not sure what that was that Trog did, putting the bomb on the chest there. So the answer to that question in chat about Wind Waker puzzles compared to Ocarina of Time is that I actually don't know, because I actually never really played through Ocarina of Time that much.
OT has some really complex puzzles because that game is sort of open world by nature with how broken it is. Wind Waker doesn't work as well. We could try doing that in Randomizer, but I think it would be a lot less complex than what you can have with Ocarina of Time. And really, a lot of our rando seeds are puzzles in a way.
Yeah. That's true. I guess Spoiler Log Races, in a sense, is kind of like one big puzzle, right? You're trying to put the pieces together and...
Yeah. The only thing is the
solved.
goal is to do it as fast as possible, because our logic guarantees you can do it glitchless. I guess
True.
glitched logic is sort of randomized puzzles.
Yeah, that definitely makes it much more of a interesting situation. Yeah, this leafless floor 1 skip definitely really hurting Zombie God here, because we see Trog now entering and is virtually at the exact same point as Zombie God, but with leaf, with bombs, with iron boots. That's another thing. I guess we haven't seen Zombie God go do this yet, because without bombs, it's kind of tricky to get this this chest.
All right, he should be good now.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part of the leafless floor 1 skip. That little bit right there. Once you get past it, it's. Trog gonna probably do the bomb leaf. Oh yeah, now this is gonna be cool. First
Very
try.
clean. And the thing is, having leaf for the skip is not only easier, but it's also faster.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously you guys could all see there just by how much that it's like, yeah, really fast and really easy. So I guess we'll get to see Zombie God's plan here, and it looks like, yeah, it's just gonna be go back into the warp pot. And we'll probably have to. Ooh. Ouch.
Trog is going to do the same thing, but Trog is going to be able to come back to Tower of the Gods and actually finish the dungeon. While Zombie God not having bombs, it's going to make it pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Routing.
And I think Zombie God here is gonna shoot down the platform, and then we'll have to ride it up and go through. Zombie God, I guess, does have the grapple, so he will be able to finish DRC here, and then we'll just have to re-enter Tower of the Gods after collecting bombs.
Yeah, in this game, there's only one bombs location. There's also 2 bomb bag upgrades, but those are separate. The reason for that is to kind of keep it consistent with the bows. You can't really have progressive bows with arrows and arrow types.
And there's the platform. I do like that the strategy is there by Zombie God, knowing that if he just jumps into the lava, he'll go right back over here. You know, that's always a nice thing to keep track of in dungeons like this, where you can void or hit the lava, or, you know, however you want to look at that, and knowing where it's going to send you back to. And we get to see Goma, the master of cutscenes. The Goma boss fight is definitely kind of boring. At least from a watching side. Whenever I'm doing Goma, I'm always kind of freaking out about the random rocks just hitting me, and when I'm sitting there trying to grapple hook the tail.
It's actually kind of funny to me that rando runners hate Goma. As someone who played the vanilla game, Goma actually has far more gameplay than most of the run. Despite all the cutscenes, it's at least not text.
Yeah.
But in rando, it's like, yeah, it's pretty slow.
Yeah, the cutscene storage on Zombie God's side, you don't normally see that happen too often. It's a really, really small window to get it. doing it that way. I guess one thing we didn't mention too, because Trog just probably did it when we were talking about some of the other options, but the boss key being right by the boss door is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So they
Always-
won't have to do the storage strat there.
Yeah, always convenient.
Zombie God also ended up just opening the chest instead of storing it, which I guess is like the safer strat because you don't have to try to get storage in the mini boss room. But Trog was able to actually just completely bypass it by doing the safe warp and coming back on the second trip to do Goma.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see Trog just head right back to Tower of the Gods to finish it. And Zombie God's looking like he's gonna warp back up to the top, or the boss area of DRC, and also finish Goma. Yeah, this next part, at least on Trog's side, if you guys like cutscenes, boy do we have a dungeon for you. Everyone's favorite. I still stand by that Tower of the Gods is actually, I think, really good in the spoiler log because it's kind of like it's a mental break, you know. It's so slow and long, but it's so it's like an auto scroll, you know.
Yeah, Tower of the Gods versus Earth Temple, the polar opposites.
Yeah, true. Earth's Temple is like boom, boom, excitement, twists, turns, everywhere you go. What's gonna happen? Nobody knows. It's free time. Yeah, with your anxiety is flaring and you're sitting there going, well, I lost a second to this and I bonked on the wall 6 times here, and you're doing the mental calculations to try and figure out how far behind you are. At least that's what I'm always doing.
Well, I think Tower of the Gods in standard rando is a lot scarier because you're like slowly counting down the checks that are left in the dungeon, and if it's completely empty, oh man,
Feels bad, man. Yeah. Oh, that's why I always like clear the overworld before, like at the end of a regular rando speed before going to a dungeon, because anytime I full clear a dungeon and it's empty, it's just heartbreaking. The bubble is kind of mean. Zombie God finishing up Goma. If only Montgol were here to remind us how if Goma was in anywhere else in the world without that giant rock, she'd be unkillable. Never seen this setup. Hey, but apparently it worked.
Yeah, Trog's an expert with this one. I have no idea if he found that setup.
He's probably got like 100 more, and every single time he does one of these races and does Tachi, he's going to do a completely different one and get it first try anyway.
At the very least, I know that room didn't have setups besides like the vanilla strat where you walk into the pillar until Trog found one.
Nice. Also, there's Montgol. I already used one of your famous lines, Mod, so. Lurking just didn't want to talk to us, I see. Zombie God not gonna set the wind? That's unfortunate.
It's gonna be a bit rough on magic too now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, timing this bomb throw on this wall is definitely kind of annoying sometimes.
Oh.
Zombie God still didn't set the win. That's rough.
Yeah, not full magic and the wrong wind direction is gonna be really rough.
This is one of those moments where we say, thank you, Lago, for making it so save warps replenish our magic.
Yeah, and puts you in that very convenient spot where you can't mess up the wind direction.
That's true.
That is not in vanilla. In vanilla, you save warp and then you still don't have magic.
Yeah,
That's very sad.
makes knowing how to do super glitch super broken in vanilla, at least as a casual, playing casually. We actually redid, but we did a vanilla playthrough with some of my friends. Maybe last year sometime. Just when they would come to hang out, we just played through it just kind of casually while we were all hanging out, and it was kind of hard watching the rest of them play it because nobody knew what to do except me.
Once you get good at a game, you can't ever go back.
It's tough. I think the reason why I couldn't ever speedrun like Wind Waker as much is because I'm spoiled by the chests not turning the screen dark when you open them for like chest storage.
Yeah, I can't go back to the vanilla game anymore. There's just too many convenient things about Randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
Having to match text? Hello? No way.
Every game should have a hold B to spam through the text option. Or maybe not B, but a button. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the B button, but it should be one of the buttons should do that.
Yeah.
In like every game.
Trog getting pretty low on health.
So I guess now this is where we're kind of gonna see the where our runners are like in relative to each other, because now they have all the same things done. Zombie Guy is going to be re-entering Tower of the Gods, so this is actually a really good point, I think, to compare the who would be ahead.
Yeah, I think Trog has a pretty big lead at this point, and it's a lot of that was from that floor 1 skip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think if obviously we'll probably be asking Zombie God in an interview afterwards or so. I think the question is going to be, did he mean to store that one chest in the rat room and then do like the small key skip and get the leaf? Because that's going to be another part of. Because if that all would have went well, I think he probably wouldn't, because he wouldn't have had to do all the floor 1 skip leafless, and do a bunch of that stuff. So that is, at least that's the question I kind of want to ask. Another question I think I'm going to have for Trog is going to be, because I know you and I have talked about this before, and I talked about it with a few other people. He went to the top of the floating platforms room to get the big key for Tower of the Gods. And that was one of the ones that when we were all sort of talking about where it is and isn't worth to get the big key, that is definitely one of the slower ones.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if he just didn't want to do big key skip, or
I mean, he's
maybe
done it in a race before.
Right.
He actually showed off a setup that most of us hadn't seen before.
Yeah. So I guess, is it that, maybe if he just didn't want to do the big key skip this time, or if he was just kind of thinking, Or, let me double check this here, because this was something I actually didn't look at. Because this could be... I might have answered my own question. Oh, no. I was going to say, if that's where he... Oh, sorry, I just hit this. If that's where he got his small key, was in the floating platforms room, but that was in the Armos Nights, so... Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's faster if you don't know the big keys. Well, can't argue with you there. Zombie guy definitely probably gonna be really happy to be doing this trick with Leaf this time.
Yeah, I think one unfortunate thing with Zombie God's route is being able to use the warp pot to leave Tower of the Gods, but then not being able to use it again. So then you end up having to do this skip twice and also ride these platforms up a second time.
Yeah, the platforms, that definitely does hurt too, because it doesn't time very well with when you enter the room. By the time you get here, you just gotta wait. That's what's so cool about like that rolling during the cutscene strat that you can do.
Yeah. And that is Godin.
One of the best bosses in the game that everyone loves, and there's no questions or any sort of, disagreement or discontent about that statement within the community. I think I can say that pretty confidently. What's not to like about like a giant stone face and hands? I mean, that's like one of the most classic bosses in video games ever, right? I mean,
Is it now time for Shark Island?
cool.
To paw print?
It looks like it. And honestly, if my notes in my brain are correct, then that means that all Trog will have left is Earth Temple, right?
Bye. Bye.
What shards is Trog missing?
Well, there's one in Earth Temple. Did he get the bomb mail shard?
That's a good question. I mean,
And
he's
there's-
gonna get one right here.
Yeah, one here in paw print.
Oh yeah, bomb mail then.
That makes sense. Oh, hey, Zombie God's gonna do the strategy that you really like in this one. Oh no, it's different. Never mind. Sorry.
Well, it's the same thing backwards.
Is it easier to do looking the other direction? I've never.
I don't think it's any different. I think it's also slower in the other direction because you need to do like the 180 turn, but it's like barely makes a difference.
That makes sense.
What
Yeah, I
Zombie
guess-
God did, that's closer to like the Gen X strat or something.
Dang, Mako is breaking out the official documentation here to tell us all that we're wrong.
Is there like a Picto statue for the beam shooting statues?
That's a good question.
'Cause I think that's the ultimate authority.
Official ruling Nintendo is bad. Okay, well. Zombie God also gonna like grab the big key here. Interesting. Oh, also, by the way, if you guys couldn't guess by now, Grandma's not required. So,
No soup today.
yep.
Exactly what I love to see.
Yeah, same. Just takes so much time to go and do that. Kind of boring. Yeah, if I ever have a seed where I'm like, don't have to save Grandma and I have to enter like the Savage entrance, I kind of like to do like a little like spin around the house while I'm, there. Just kind of, just like to rub it in her face, like
Dance on her grave.
Yeah, exactly. And anybody that's watching me run the seed that wanted me to save Grandma gets to watch it too. And it's like, it's nice. It feels pretty good.
Saving time feels good.
Yeah, I agree. The unfortunate thing about trying to throw the statue from the one side of those like the levels is when the one statue is in that sort of a position where it kind of like blocks you from being able to jump
Yeah.
close enough.
I mean, to be fair, you kind of control where you drop that, so we just don't
True.
put it there.
True. Yeah. I think I don't know if Zombie God was the issue was like the maybe being low on magic, and so it just kind of, I don't know. I guess you can drop it whenever, so it's just unfortunate. And it looks like Trog is wanting to do the breaking the songstone, but that's all he really wants medley for,
Yeah.
it seems.
That's pretty much what I expected. I definitely don't think it's worth it to grab that Earth God's lyric just for that. But at the
Mhm.
same time, if you haven't played in a while and you want to be safe and you trust yourself to be fast enough, as long as you're like nailing strats, then yeah, it's a perfectly reasonable decision.
Mhm. Yeah, I actually didn't even see which chest did Trog store. Did he store one of the right side chests, or was it the Tingles chest? I missed
Pretty
it.
sure I was watching and zoning out as usual. First crypt chest. Okay, that sounds familiar.
That makes sense. That's probably what I would have went for if I was doing it the way he did it. And now we see Zombie God entering Godan.
actually really confusing to me in Earth Temple that they're called Transparent Chest and Warpot Room and Transparent Chest and First Crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I see those in the spoiler log, in like the playthrough section, I'll like forget which is which.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you're not really thinking about it being like a crypt or not being a crypt, so.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, there are skulls in that Warpot room. It's not exactly the most alive room in the entire world.
Yeah. The Forbidden Woods names are funny because everything's like chest inside tree trunk, chest in the hole in a tree, and like pretty much everything in there is like a tree or a tree trunk. So if you don't know, the nice thing I guess about it is that when you're looking on the tracker, it goes basically in the order that you go through the dungeon, so that kind of helps sort of know a little bit of where you are. But if you're just going by the names, I can definitely see why it would be a little confusing. That was a really good Jalhala for Trog.
Yeah, considering that Trog has tasked the 2-cycle Jalhala, I think he knows how to do this fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I think that's
really
like one of the biggest achievements in this game ever.
2-cycle Jalhala.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
If anyone hasn't seen the Wind Waker any percent task, I would strongly recommend watching it. It's like really outdated in terms of what's the fastest route, but also that's part of what makes it amazing because it doesn't have barrier skip and it does some really ridiculous strats. And it has the Tingle Tuner, which apparently gets banned in every single tourney race, but not in that task.
I don't think it was banned in PK and I's race, was it?
Yeah, but neither of you have it, right? Actually, I don't know.
I have it. Like,
oh, okay.
I never think to route it in all honesty.
You should do a Control F for the Tingle Tuner.
I guess the thing about that one was, I think I might have thought about it, but I think in that seed that we had the leaf and bombs were like free, so there's not really anything else to use the Tingle Tuner for.
Yeah, I think if the Tingle Tuner was like a progression item, then it might be different, but half the time it just gets placed in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times all the meme items that everybody likes, they always end up like at the bottom of the ocean or something. But every once in a while, you know.
That's where they belong.
But the thing is, because I know we've had this conversation before, if the randomizer was changed to where it would always make sure that like Hero's Charm and shit like that was in the the chest that you have in Logic or the checks you have in Logic, then it wouldn't be as special those times when you did find them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at least in standard rando, you would end up in every single seed with like 99 arrows, 99 bombs, double magic, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly a bit too easy.
Yeah, takes out some of the challenge, some of the fun. I mean, one of the things that I also really like a lot about doing with the spoiler log is also keeping track of in your mind, am I going to be low on arrows at this point? Am I going to be just things like that? It's definitely something you have to think about. Or routing in arrow refills. Fun stuff.
So all this just for the hook shot. Now, in theory, you can do a Morph Hover here and skip it. I'm not totally sure if it's worth it because all you have to do is go to this room and then leave.
Yeah. But yeah, all Trog has to do now is check mail, and he can go to Hyrule.
Can you believe it? Beetle is selling bombs. A new product. They were
wonder
all
where he got
stolen from the bomb shop. That man is still tied up in there. To this day.
Oh, that's right. I always forget about him. I wonder where Beetle gets his bombs, because like our runners today had to like fly up onto the Forbidden Woods entrance to find bombs. So, where's Beetle finding them at?
Wind Waker Black Market. What can I say?
The secret underground where all your dreams come true. Why does everybody want to save Grandma, why not want to save the bomb shop guy?
Are you talking about Beetle or the bomb shop guy?
The actual bomb shop guy.
Yeah, Jarhead, we're gonna need some clarification.
Windfall bomb shop. Yeah, I mean, seems nice enough. I mean, his prices are a little whack, but I mean, he's got a cool mustache. Zombie guy gonna be skipping Earth God's lyrics, so that's pretty cool.
I think Trog once again has had a really clean race,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why he has a really big lead going into Hyrule. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, he could have done some faster strats. Skipping Earth God's Lyric is one of those things. Also, skipping Iron Boots potentially, although I'm not sure if that saves time at all here. He would need to get that chest storage. But you know, like, potentially riskier strats were an option, and he chose not to do those. But he played his game, and that's what it takes.
Yeah, definitely. Can't think of no major mistakes, nothing. Didn't forget anything in his route, at least that we could tell from how he was playing, you know. Yeah, I mean, really solid, really good routing, everything all around. That's going to be exciting to see how Puppet Ganon goes.
Will Trog finally bust out that Trog shot? Yeah, Lenzo door cancel. That is true. That was kind of rough.
Oh, you know, I completely forgot about that. That was like so long ago.
I don't think it was a mistake at all to route that in though. And actually, I kind of like Trog's route there to do that versus the Headstone door cancel.
You know what the funny thing is? Trog did it. That's what I had it planned to do too, was to do the door cancel and get the power bracelets. And then go to Headstone. That makes me feel pretty good about the route that I had. Although, honestly, watching the rest of this, I think maybe my strategy to do the oh, Zombie Guy doing the power bracelets with chest storage strat to open the
Despite having bombs, that was actually really fast.
Sure. Didn't want to pause. Yeah, I guess maybe my strat of doing Earth Temple with like the vanilla way and only single dipping it maybe wasn't the best. But, it's not entirely vanilla, but you know.
What is the cannon? Are we talking about the BMOs?
Or the cannon on the boat?
Are the BMOs called cannons in game? Please tell me that's wrong. Laser cannon.
Top guy is cannon.
Oh, that's his name? Alright, I don't like him anymore. That's a weird name, dude.
What a... yeah. That is a strange name.
Yeah, I'm the arrow salesman. They call me Bo. Alright, buddy.
Wait, isn't that guy from Twilight Princess?
Maybe. Oh, you meant both. Okay, yeah. Without the W. Do you sell arrows? Is the joke complete?
Full circle. All I know, I don't know much about Twilight Princess, I just know that he gives you iron boots. So that's kind of close, right? Iron boots are
Shout
kind
out
of
to
like
Pup
arrows.
Time for never letting me down.
Ooh, nice
And the
grip shot.
grip shot. Very clean.
Not bad. That first shot on PG3 was really clean too. Oh, is this it? Oh. No trog shot.
Trog doesn't do the Trog shot because he knows what he unleashed on the world. It's too much.
Come on, up again and stay in bounds. Really good PG though, all around. Very solid.
Kamali's father is just named Kamali Sr. It's actually canon. Y'all just aren't paying attention.
And they're both actually named Kamali.
Yeah, it's true.
That answers a lot of that actually explains everything.
His name was Prince Kamali Jr. the whole time.
And shouldn't the letter just be a letter from Kamali Senior?
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, like, is Kamali Jr. really that much more of a main character? Like,
Hey, at least he makes an appearance in the rando by doing nothing. Trog with the bonk, and then the invincibility.
I don't know
Never
that
seen
I've
that strat before. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a strat. Or maybe it could be.
It seems pretty broken. Pretty good strat.
One hard.
Okay. Zombie guy gonna enter high roll here now. Okay. Yep.
Is this RNG? Like whether Ganondorf actually jumps at you or not? Is it like a 50-50?
I'm not sure. I always find that for me, I always try and like go to like his left, and then it seems like he likes to attack more.
I think he likes just doing that thing a lot.
Just trolling. Oh, there we go for the deflection. And GG's for Trog. With an official time of 1:17:09.
With that win, Trog is going to move on to face Gymnast in winner's quarters. We'll probably see that in a couple weeks or so.
Mhm.
And Zombie God is going to go down to the lower bracket and face Genofi.
I like Trog saying in the race time, delete that seed forever.
Oh, it was pretty beautiful.
It
You know,
was
as a
definitely fun to watch.
commentator, I really want seeds like this because it gives more to talk about and more to watch out for. As a runner, no way. Just
That's
too
true.
much mental energy.
We spent like the first 25 minutes not even talking about what the runners were doing and just talking about how wackadoo the seed was.
Hey, to be fair, they were on Windfall. We've all seen it.
That's true. It's the same shit, different day with Windfall every time.
Hey,
Hello.
Trog, GG.
Trog,
Congrats on the win.
GG.
GG's. Thanks, guys.
So what did you think? What did you think of the seed? The
Oh
runners?
my god. I am so stressed right now. I'm so relieved. Oh my god. That not even that I won. Honestly, like that part wasn't really that important to me. I knew when I saw this seed that this was going to be the one I'm going to forget something. So I'm glad that I didn't. I actually got through my route all the way. Didn't mess anything up. But yeah, that was there was a way around it, but from how I routed it, it seemed like it was just a backtracking, complicated seed. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the interesting thing was kind of the Earth Temple, the Furor's Pearl with the bow, and needing that,
Yeah.
and then where Leaf was, needing that to get to Leaf.
yeah, it almost it seemed like both Earth Temple and Dragon Rooster Cavern were required double dips. I'm pretty sure
I
because
think
of the ghost ship chart.
Yeah,
at, Dragon Rooster.
I think logically, I think there's you could have probably found some ways around it in Earth Temple if you didn't want to double dip, but we talked about that a little bit, and it's probably definitely faster to just come back with the Leaf and do like the go mode strats like you did.
Right. Yeah, I guess I was considering doing leafless Earth Temple, but it's been a while since I've done that. And yeah, I'm not about to do that.
So one thing I'm curious about, in Tower of the Gods, you ended up getting the big key even though it was on top of floating platforms room. What was like the reasoning there? 'Cause obviously it's like a trade-off, right?
Really, it just came down to I didn't really have time to practice the Tower of the Gods boss key skip, and there was enough on my mind already trying not to forget anything in this seed,
Yeah.
so I wanted just to clear my mind, not have to worry about doing that while I'm because I guess I wanted Tower of the Gods to be here's my relaxing session. You know, we're just gonna
we
we're
talked
gonna
about
just
that
chill.
during
We're just gonna
commentary.
chill out. We're just gonna chill out, make sure everything's good in the route still. I didn't forget anything. So yeah, that was the trade-off at that point.
Was the reasoning for like Earth God's lyrics sort of the same then too?
Yeah, exactly. It's just the ease of mind. I don't mind going for some of the more riskier strats, but I kind of want the seed to be easier, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
To go for it.
one of those.
Mhm.
Because if it's complicated, then all of a sudden I'm going to realize, oh, I forgot this item. This doesn't work now, and I have to. Because I'm not good at routing on the fly. I know there probably are some people that are, but the moment that my route collapses is the moment that like I'm just wandering around aimlessly. So
Oh, I know that feeling. I'm the same.
Yeah.
One of the questions I had too, which was sort of the Dragon Roost Cavern routing, because one of the things that I had thought about was doing the going up almost sort of like vanilla and storing the ghost ship chart in Rat Room and doing the small key skip and going up that way.
it's an interesting idea.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if that was something you had thought about either, because we were thinking that that's what Zombie God might have tried to do, but he accidentally opened both chests in Rat Room and couldn't do the storage, and then he was out of small keys.
Right. And I think that was ultimately what. I mean, I considered doing the chest storage route to skip a small key, but ultimately, it comes down to how much have I practiced it, which is not at all, and what is the payoff versus risk reward. And to me, it seemed like, well, if I void out, then I'm gonna have to get I think it was the DRC big key room had this other small key. And I did not want to do that, so
yeah, definitely.
I knew I could do that jump to the second floor. I know I've done that recently, so it's some weird void out there I've never seen before. Where like I was on the platform was sitting on the lava and I still voided out. That was weird, but
yeah.
Going backwards there was also not that bad. You're only getting the Rat Room chest, and then after that, the chest across lava pit you can just get from the front side with the same key that you needed to get anyway.
Yep.
So I mean, it worked out either way, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had to route that on the fly while I was in Dragon Reader's Cavern when I realized, wait, I can't get the the first floor room yet until I have the leaf, because I didn't have anything to get across. So
right,
that was a mini heart attack, but it all worked out.
There's actually a chest storage strat, right, to get to there?
There is.
it's super monk-ass, as we were talking about before. Or maybe, I mean, unless you have a really good setup for it, but I don't know of one. I just know you can.
No, yeah, when I was messing around with it, it was mostly just YOLOing it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do in the middle of a tournament race, right?
Exactly. You guys are on the same page here. So yeah, overall interesting seed. I'm mad at whoever generated it, but it is what it is.
Who generated the seed?
It was actually Pogi.
At Gas Power.
Well, we can go ahead and remove him from the community. That'd be great.
At Tuma Man, how many ban points is that for Pogi?
I'm sure there have been worse seeds. I'm just, I guess I don't know. Have you guys seen any worse seeds out there in the tournament?
Leaf placement in this one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a lot of how I judge it, is how quickly can I get the leaf, because that's like the best item.
I think the worst seed that I saw was there was a spoiler log generated for it, and then the bot crashed, and there was no way to recover the permalink, so no one ever got to play it.
Wow.
I don't have the spoiler log for that anymore, but it was really bad.
Oh, I might have actually saved that. I'll have to look through all my old documents because we were all talking about that seed that one day, and I think I saved the spoiler log with the intent to have them use like the Plando thing to actually remake the seed.
That's cool.
But I'll have to look back through, because I kind of forgot about that, in all honesty.
So, Trog, what are your thoughts on Gymnast?
He's going
So
down.
I think you're both players who have been
He's
around
going down.
for a long time. All right. I love the confidence.
Free win.
Easy clap.
You gotta fake it until you make it, He's going down for sure. Give me a really troll. What I need is a really trolly seed. A really trolly seed that requires some obscure knowledge, and then I got it in the bag. Because if it's a fast execution seed, then yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But if I can get something that's long and trolly, I think it'd be interesting.
Definitely.
All right, so ZG is going to come in for an interview as well.
There he is.
Hello.
GG's.
Wow, that couldn't have gone any better.
GG.
All right, number one thing we wanted to ask you about was what happened in Dragon Roost with that ghost ship chart. Were you originally planning to get the leaf on the first trip?
Sure was. I sure was. I had this whole thing for some reason thinking I had 2 keys, and I didn't. And that's why I got the treasure chart thinking there was a key in there. Man, I'm a professional. I'm a professional gamer.
We were wondering if you were gonna like store the other chest and do the small key skip, and just like accidentally went up to it and opened it by mistake.
See, that's big brain. I don't have big brain.
Oh, I just realized that logically the seed wanted you to use the leaf to get the big key, small key. The big key chest, small key, didn't it? It wanted you to go all the way up to the rat room, get the ghost ship chart,
Yes.
save warp out,
Yeah.
go get the grappling, go get the leaf, and then grappling hook. Yeah,
There
and
have
then you
been
can come
some
back.
bad seeds in my day. This one tops it.
Yeah.
This one was wow.
If it's any consolation, it was really fun to watch.
That was the first time ever doing a Tower of the Gods without the leaf, like the skip. So I was looking up a video in the process of routing, and I couldn't find it. And then I was like, oh, I just should check the Discord. I found it. So in the middle of Tower of the Gods, like I tried it on my own first, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So I found the video that Wolfer made, and I was like, yeah, okay, this makes a little. The seed was something. Oh, GG's! That was.
No, you weren't considering doing Morph Hover, were you?
I actually pulled up when I knew that I was probably behind. I pulled up Trog's run, and he was like finishing Earth Temple as I had finished Tower of the Gods, and I was like, I could do Morph Hover. I've only ever tried it one time. I wouldn't have done the Morph Hover. I would have done a Fairy Hover. I don't know anything about a Morph Hover. I know that I can throw a pot and a fairy has a chance to go up it, and I would have done that. Other than that, yeah, I don't know anything.
Yeah, you go for the win. Probably faster, you know. If you're behind by 30 seconds and your opponent's Morph hovering, you should go for those fairies. I want to see that in Grand Finals.
They should do it next race when Jim has to face off against Trog, because they both know it, right?
Yeah, why not?
They both know it. They're professionals. I'm a casual player. Did you see my Puppet Ganon? I practiced that a week ago, but I haven't played all day. So, I was like, I'll go in. I'll be fine. Got off of work at like 7. Good time. I'm eating a cookie right now. Great. I feel like a winner.
All right, everybody.
Well,
No, Wolfer, I cannot.
What?
What? I don't know. What are you talking
What did
about?
I do wrong?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Alright.
Hey, you kind of calling yourself out, man. What's up? What's up? Anyways, I would like to not apologize and at the same time say you guys you're welcome for the beautiful seed. I knew you guys would love it all the way to the end. I was pretty
this
sure
was
this
revenge.
revenge. What do you mean? You have never rolled a seed for me.
Oh, hello. Can you guys hear me?
But I have
Yep.
race.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Glad it happened now instead of earlier.
Well, yeah, I'm so proud of you guys for going all the way through it, and I am looking forward to the next seats that I roll for you guys. If it
I'm not. I'm not. Not at all.
I'll wait till you see snack seeds. Oh, those ones. Those ones are glorious.
Actually, like I said, I could use you for gymnast. I'm gonna need a trolley seat. Give me your worst. I'm looking for Ganon's Tower, Maze Chest,
Great
Mining Co.
rest.
I mean,
Ganon's Tower, Mining, Picture Box, please. Let's hear. Let's see it.
I did roll a seed for Jim a couple days ago, and he didn't seem to have much of a problem as you guys did. Just saying. So, And if you like to insist, I won't deny it. But anyways, GG's. Good luck on the rest of your races, guys.
Thank
I
you.
wish you the best. Good luck with Jam Man. And
Yeah.
I don't feel like a loser. I don't have to face Jim right now. Maybe I wanted to lose.
rest in peace, your bracket though.
Oh god.
All right. Thank you, Elijah and Wolfer, for commentating, as well as a shout out to Claire and PK Slam who were on the trackers today. I really appreciate you all. Please follow the runners, the trackers, and the commentators. I'm not a commentator. I was just doing all the stuff on the background, which means just basically laying down and watch everything happen. So,
Which means don't follow him also.
yeah, exactly. So, so thank you all for joining us tonight. Before we leave, we do have a couple of races tomorrow. One of them is Elijah's actually at 6:50 p.m. EST versus Neef, lower bracket round 1. We do have as well Artemis Miss versus Lenamphy. Same lower bracket round 1 at 2:50 p.m. EST. And that's basically everything on CSR until Wednesday, where you can see CS versus Econogen as well on lower bracket round 1. So it looks like we're getting back to our regular thingy where we take over CSR again, because there's apparently nothing. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We will be saying goodbye to you and sending you off on a raid. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.